Hi, I'm Krista. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to do an impromptu reading today. I was sitting in meditation and I just asked my guides, what does the viewer need to know right now? What does the person who is clicking on this video, what do they need to know right now? And sometimes I feel that is the best type of message we can ask for because Spirit always knows what we need. They know what we need and when we need to hear it. And when I was meditating on this energy for the reading, I started to hear the song December by Collective Soul. So I feel because of that, that is Spirit's way of telling me that this reading needs to find the person by December, or this will information will be relevant to a person that finds it in December. And the first verse of that song has the word contagion in it, talking about are you sure you want to drink out of my hands? Aren't you afraid I'm contagious? And if this song is about December, I also feel like that is a way that Spirit is almost trying to give us like a warning, like a caution that illness is going to pick up in December. And that normally happens, like we have winter and cold and flu season and people seeing each other on the holidays. But I get the feeling from them that there might be an even greater upswing, and they're kind of alluding to the C word, and I don't want to say the C word because of the algorithm, but I feel like there's going to be a rise in that particular illness. And maybe the best things that we can do now, I'm recording this in September, so like the best things that we can do for ourselves now are do what we can to boost our immunity for those winter months, for the cold and flu season. And of course, YouTube disclaimer, never take medical advice from me, always go to your doctor. But I just felt that because that was coming in, it was worth mentioning. Also, I feel like it's worth mentioning that I felt drawn to the energies of Jesus and Mother Mary in this reading represented here. And they are also, obviously connected to December. Okay. Four of Pentacles and Five of Cups. It's kind of funny. She's wearing this beautiful green dress and it's like a Christmas green color. Almost like she's dressing up to go to a Christmas party or something. I'm getting two different energies from this card. I feel like on one hand, the Four of Pentacles is saying to be careful with finances, and I feel like the winter months are going to be more difficult financially for a lot of people. I'm hearing that phrase, what tightening the purse straps, tightening the purse strings, because I feel in general things are just going to cost more. Gas, electric, food, like your utility bills will probably go up. Like you'll probably see your heating bills go up. You'll probably see your water bills go up. December's also that time where we're buying gifts for the holidays. And I feel like this card is coming out in a way to prepare us for these coming months, to say maybe be more careful, not to be as extravagant with your spending leading up to these months because things will be going up in price. I also feel like this card is saying, or rather Spirit is saying through the card, that it's also a good idea to put things aside. It's good to put resources, that's the word. It's good to put resources aside, not just for ourselves, but to help others in need when they need it. And to not hoard things, to not hoard the resources, that it will be important to be charitable to others. And Spirit right now is giving me this example of a lot of times when things go up in price. This just one example of some people can't afford to take care of their animals anymore. Like they can't afford to vet care and buy food and medicine and so they end up having to surrender their animals to the shelter. And I know there are like shelters and rescues in my area where they have donations set up, almost like a food bank for pet owners, where you can go once a month and pick up food for your pets. And I feel like Spirit is saying it's not only good to save our resources for ourselves, but also to give to like local organizations like a rescue that would help someone that would have to surrender their animal because they just couldn't afford the food anymore to get them through that like tough time. Like it will be important to share our resources locally and to help each other out. And with the 5 of cups showing up with the 4 of pentacles, I feel like that's spirit's way of saying we could focus on the fact that prices are going up and get mad at certain industries without going into details about putting profit over people or using inflation as a way to artificially inflate things more. We could get mad at those people for doing that and like carry that anger within ourselves, which wouldn't help anything. Like, at least not in that moment. It's like these cups on the ground are broken, and it's like we can look at the broken system, the system that we find ourselves in. Or we could look to the 2 cups that Spirit's trying to offer us. Like, look to the positivity in what's happening, in the fact that we are able to find people to help us, that humanity can come together to help each other, use it as an opportunity to see like the love and kindness in the world, and that because these cups are breaking, because the system is breaking, to have hope in the renewal, the to have hope in the changing of the system. And I feel like that's represented here with the moon. Like you can't see the full moon. You only see part of the moon, and I feel like we as humans can't see the full story. Like we can't see from the perspective of the angels how everything will play out, or like the possible ways it will play out. And here he's like standing on the earth, and I feel like that's the angel's way of saying to ground yourself on earth, like us here grounded on earth. What can we do to bring heaven to earth? How can we help each other? How can we have those heavenly attributes down here on earth? Like, how can you help your neighbor? And those are the 2 cups that we need to focus on to get us through this stressful period. Actually, it may not even be stressful. Like, this could be, I feel like this is what spirit is. Like, we're getting this information now to allow it to not be stressful. I just feel like with the 5 here, like 5 is about change. 5 is about change, and the trees are in fall, like another symbolism of change. I feel like this is Spirit's way of saying, like, change is coming. It may not turn out the way you expected it to turn out, but it will turn out the way it needs to turn out. Like, surrender the outcome to God. Also, I apologize for my hand. I have like fountain pen ink on my finger. I don't know if there's any other fountain pen users watching this. The Emperor. Logic and organization will increase your success. Take charge of the situation. Accept a leadership role, structure, and discipline. The first thing I feel connecting with this card is this angel here is they have a sword and they're holding the earth in their hands, and it's like they're saying we are protecting this situation. Like, don't worry. We're giving you a logical, step by step, take charge situation to get you through this time period. and everything's going to work out. Like everything's going to be fine. Like this isn't like a freak out kind of reading. This is a we know this is happening. It's like parents. I feel like the angels are like gentle parenting us, like saying, we are aware of the situation. We know what's happening. This is how you can handle it with the least amount of stress. And don't worry, we're taking care of it. I'm pretty sure this is Archangel Michael also, so I feel that Archangel Michael is helping us through the situation. I'm hearing army of angels. Like he is leading the army of angels over earth and not to worry. I'm going to read the guidebook. Archangel Michael is here with the world in his hands. His sword of light will help you release anything getting in the way of your success. This card represents the need to communicate clearly and to create wise but compassionate guidelines for people to follow. And what really is coming through for me is the structure and the discipline, like the discipline of not buying things you don't need right now, or the discipline of not wanting to go to Costco and buy 100 rolls of toilet paper to leave things for other people. And they're saying, like, don't go to the store and buy all the creamed corn. And I don't know why they're using creamed corn as an example, but that's what I'm hearing. Maybe because that's like the last thing on the shelf. Once the chaos ensues and everybody runs to the store, the only thing left on the shelf is creamed corn or something. I don't know. But saying, don't do that. Like, don't freak out. Everything's under control. This isn't like a 2.0 version of 2020. Also, it's really interesting to me that the first two cards that came out were 4 and 5, which equals 9, which is the ninth month, September, when we're recording this, and the Emperor is 3. 9 plus 3 is 12, December. Just thought that was worth mentioning. I thought that was kind of neat how they did that. And I'm also noticing like the green and like the lush green color in the background of this card, which tells me whatever this is, by spring we'll be through it. It's not going to drag on. Prayer. No matter how difficult the situation may seem, all is possible. Ask, we are listening. Yes, this the reminder to always go to God, always go to your angels and come to them in prayer. And I'm reminded of that Bible verse about God taking care of the birds, how the birds don't worry about where their next meal is coming from. And if God takes care of the birds, like of course he's going to take care of us as children. And I think there are a lot of people that are afraid to pray because they feel like they don't know how or they don't have the right words. And I'm reminded of that book by Anne Lamott where she says the three most important prayers to God are help, thanks, wow. Meaning, help God, I need your help. Thank you, God, for this thing that you've done for me. Thank you for these things in my life. And wow, God, this life you've created for me is amazing. This thing you've done for me is amazing. And that concept, she's like really boiled down the concept of prayer. Like, you don't need fancy words, you don't need to have lines memorized. You just need to talk to God from your heart. And so, if this reading finds you in December and you're going through a difficult time, I know that the angels have connected you to this reading to remind you that God is always with you. Your guardian angel is always with you. And just to reiterate what the card says, no matter how difficult the situation may seem, all is possible. Ask, we are listening. Achievement. Take a little time to reflect on what you have achieved to date. It is often easy to forget where you started from and how far you've come. Honor and be grateful for this extraordinary journey that is your life. And I feel like with this card, what the angels are saying, like along with prayer, another thing we can practice during like difficult times is gratitude, like having the practice of gratitude. And they make me think of the Monty Python song, the Universe song. Well, there's two songs. There's the Eric Idle's Always Look on the Bright Side of Life and the Universe song. And I know for me, like those are big stress relieving songs because it's just it forces you, particularly the Universe song, it forces you to look outside of yourself and to look at the bigger picture and to look at the universe and really like expand. It's like when you expand out, silly things down here just seem more silly, really. And I have those songs on, I call it my stress playlist. I have like a YouTube playlist of silly like pet videos, like animal videos and silly songs and stand-up comedy and like Tim Conway sketches and just all kinds of stuff. And I made it when I was going through a really difficult time period in my life because laughter and music in particular is one of those, they're like these high vibrational things that seem to just like instantly pull you out of a bad mood. And I feel like they are reminding me of this as another tool to use for when you're feeling stressed to make yourself your own like stress-free playlist, whatever helps you. I also have a lot of videos of fruit bats in Australia eating bananas. That's a really good one if you want to make a list. Fruit bats eating bananas. The sound, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Hidden depths. You only see the surface, look beyond. Yeah, it's the same concept of the universe song, to look at situations from a bigger picture. It's back to the Five of Cups card from the beginning of don't look at the broken cups, look at the bigger perspective of what's going on. Anytime you can, zoom out from the situation. And like the mushrooms on this card, back in my home state we have the mushroom mines where they grow mushrooms, and mushrooms are grown in manure. And I kind of feel like Spirit is saying, pardon my language, but sometimes we gotta go through some shit to really grow, you know? Like the lotus coming up through the muddy water. Like growth is dirty sometimes. And I feel like the earth is growing, like the consciousness is growing, and we're, we're growing up through this mud. And we're it's gonna get messy, it's gonna get dirty. This is relax, delight in powdered gold sunshine, which is interesting because it's like the mushrooms are grown in a cave, and then here's the sun. And the sun, to me, in this deck also represents God, like God's light on all of us. And that this card is coming out to say, relax. Like Archangel Michael and his army of angels are taking care of it. Like, we don't need to be worried. And I'm curious if anyone has like a racing mind like me where the angels are saying, "We got this. We're taking care of it. You don't need to be worried." And then your brain is like saying, "Worried about what? What do I need to be worried about? Should I be worried?" And then you start kind of spiraling a little bit, or I start kind of spiraling a little bit. And I bring that up to say, like, on purpose, they are saying not to do that. Like, this reading is to prevent you from doing that because it will be taken care of. You really do, like, I'll say, we really do need to relax. we're only seeing what's happening surface level. We can't see or understand the bigger picture. Like the emperor in the tarot is the father figure, so with the emperor showing up, it's like we are giving this problem to our father. Like when you're a little kid, you don't worry about things. Well, you shouldn't anyway, because you're busy being a kid. And I feel like that's the energy of this reading of we're taking care of it. Like don't worry, we're taking care of it. You just be you. You just continue to be God's light on the earth. You continue to be charitable, to love your neighbor, continue to bring that light out into the world. And that's all that you have to worry about right now. And we're going to take care of everything else. Okay, these two cards came out. Protection and the unknown. Protection, you are safe. Do not fear. We are with you always and surround you always with our invisible wings of light. The unknown. Do not fear the unknown. This is a time of deep exploration and transformation. Unfamiliar territory leads to new horizons. And this is just such a beautiful way for the angels to wrap up this reading with the confirmation of like what they've been saying, like just don't worry about it. The earth is going through this new consciousness, this new territory, and we have everything under control. And if you feel uneasy or unsettled during this time, here are the tools to get you through this. But don't worry, do not have fear. We are taking care of it. I'm going to post this video in September, so if you have found your way here around like November or December, I would love if you would leave a comment and like let me know if this resonated. Let me know how you're doing right now. I wanted to thank the angels and your guides for helping me to deliver this message today. Until I meet with you in the next reading, I am wishing you a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.